Former Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, in his closing statement at a key debate. So he's in favor of the UK leaving the EU. My next guest agrees. With me now, former Member of Parliament, John Browne. Welcome, sir. Glad you are here.
Thank you.
I want to get your opinion on free trade, because this is one of the biggest issues. I know immigration is the hot button one, but free trade, and I was checking these numbers, almost half of the UK exports go to the EU. The UK has dozens of trade agreements with the EU. So would the UK take a big hit economically by leaving?
Not really, because 50% of our trade goes to the European Union because it's an internal tariff-protected area. And therefore, it's very easy to trade in there with no barriers or anything else like that. But it is a disincentive tariffs to the world outside. Britain is a worldwide trader, and it's restricted in doing it. The EU doesn't have a treaty with the United States or with Japan or with China, so that restricts Britain. Britain is would be free to trade worldwide, just like Switzerland, Norway, and, of course, tiny little Singapore, which are all hugely successful.
I was just going to say,
worldwide.
Tiny little Singapore is the mouse that roared. They're doing just fine in Asia. Let me ask you about foreign investments, though, because I've been reading through all the pros, I have been reading through all the cons, and this is one that seems to have a lot of legs with some investors, saying that if the EU, or rather the UK, pulls out of the EU, that foreign investment will be much slower going into the English economy.
I think that's part of the Project Fear of Cameron. Don't forget that the referendum tomorrow is a referendum. It is not a decisive executive action. It is the will of the people expressed to Parliament, and therefore the government, with the support of Parliament, must negotiate, and that'll going to take 10 years or more for certain things to be pulled through. So it won't be a sudden catastrophic change. It'll be a gradual change, carefully negotiated, and hopefully by Boris Johnson, who I think will be Prime Minister within a few months, if not weeks.
Okay.
And so he'll be anti-exit, Brexit. I'd be pro-Brexit.
I was just going to say that is a great point to make indeed. This isn't turning off or turning on some kind of light switch. Whatever it is will be gradual. John Browne,
Exactly.
Words of wisdom, former Member of Parliament. Thank you for the time.